The reading mania. Through the 17th and the 18th centuries, literacy rates went up in most parts of the Europe. Churches of different denominations have set up schools in villages carrying the literacy to peasants and artisans. So the literacy rates, number of people who can read and write and understand, have gone up in most parts of Europe. Many church denominations, the groups and the subgroups within the religion, have set up schools in villages to carry the literacy to peasants and artisans. By the end of the 18th century, in some parts of Europe, the literacy rates were about 60 to 80%. As the literacy and schools spread in the European countries, there was a virtual reading mania. People wanted books to read, and printers produced books in ever increasing numbers. So, as the time passed in the 17th and the 18th century, the literacy rates started to go up. One reason why the literacy rates have gone up is church of various denominations have started schools in the villages where they can educate the peasants and the artisans as well. So in some parts by 18th century, the literacy rates have gone up as 60 to 80%, while the literacy and schools spread in Europe to a larger extent, there was a virtual reading mania because people wanted books to read. Similarly, printers produced books in ever increasing numbers. The new forms of popular literature appeared in print, targeting the new audience. The booksellers employed peddlers who roamed around the villages carrying the little books for sale. There were almanacs or ritual calendars where all the details of the important days are mentioned in the calendars along with the ballets and the folk tales. They also used to publish the books in the other form of reading material like largely for entertainment, which began to reach ordinary readers as well. So the booksellers used to employ peddlers who used to go to every village and carry the little books along with them. The books contained almanacs, ballad, folk tales, and also entertainment related information which even the common man started to read. In England, penny books were carried by petty peddlers known as chapmen and sold for a penny, that even the poor could buy the books. So in England, the books of less quality or cheap quality were sold for one penny. The person who sells these books is called chapman. Similarly, in France, there were books called Belletecchio Bleu, which were low priced small books printed on poor quality paper and bound in cheap blue cover. Then there were the romances printed on 4 to 6 pages and more substantial histories, which were stories about the past. So, books of various sizes serving many different purposes and interests. So, we have the booksellers employing peddlers in England. They have come up with penny chap books, which were sold for one penny. And in France, we have Belletecue Biliou, the name of the book, which is for a low priced small book printed on poor quality paper, and it's a cheap blue cover over it. So books of various sizes served many different purposes and interests. The periodical press developed from the early 18th century, combining information about the current affairs with entertainment. So they have come up with the periodical press like journals, newspapers, which carried information about war and trade, as well as news of development in other places. So there are periodical press, there are newspapers, there are journals. Similarly, the idea of scientists and the philosophers are now became more accessible to common people because the ancient and the medieval scientist texts were compiled and published, and the maps, scientific diagrams were widely printed. When scientists like Isaac Newton began to publish their discoveries, they could influence a much wider circle of scientific, scientifically minded readers. So the thoughts of the scientists, the thoughts of the philosophers started to reach to common people. So the writings of the thinkers such as Thomas Paine, Voltaire, Jean-Jacques Rousseau were also widely printed and read. Thus, their ideas about science, reason, and rationality found their way in the popular literature. So now the books started to flood into the market. Different writers, authors, scientists, philosophers, views started to reach to common people. Tremble, therefore, the tyrants of the world. By the mid 18th century, there was a common conviction that the books were a means of spreading progress and enlightenment. Many believed that the books could change the world. Yes, by 18th century, there was a common conviction, the common opinion that books means they are the means of spreading progress and enlightenment. Many believed that books could change the world, liberate the society from despotism and tyranny, herald a time when reason and intellect would rule. So, through books, there is scientific knowledge that is spreading. The ideas of the thinkers started to reach to common people. So, they thought books would liberate the society from despotism and tyranny. So, Louis Sebastian Mercier, a novelist in the 18th century in France, declared that printing press is the most powerful engine of progress and public opinion in the force which will sweep the despotism away. So he clearly mentioned that it is through the printing press the opinions are reaching and it is going to remove the despotic leaders. In many of the Mercier's novels, heroes are transformed by the act of reading. They devour books, are lost in the world books create, and become enlightened in the process. So, convinced of the power of the print in bringing enlightenment and destroying the basis of despotism, that's why he proclaimed, "Tremble, therefore, tyrants of the world, tremble before the virtual writers." The point here is the ignorance, the unscientifical things are being questioned by logic and reasoning, where intellect is the base for a book. If you read books, you have the intelligence, you get the intellectual ability to think and analyze the various situations. Mercier, through his novels, has always made the heroes who are transformed by the act of reading books. They get enlightened in the process. That's why Mercier proclaimed that tremble therefore the tyrants of the world, tremble before the virtual writers. So through reading books, we can bring change in the society. Now moving on, print culture and the French Revolution. Many historians have argued that print culture created the conditions within which the French Revolution occurred. Can we make such a connection? Yes, there are three types of arguments which are put forward about print culture and the French Revolution. Firstly, print popularized the idea of Enlightenment thinkers. Collectively, their writings provided a critical commentary on traditional superstition and despotism. So they argued for the rule of reason rather than custom. There should be a rule of reason rather than just a custom, and demanded that everyone be judged, everything be judged through the application of reason and rationality. They attacked the sacred authority of the church, the despotic power of the state, the adoring the legitimacy of social order were based on traditions, and the writings of Voltaire, Rousseau were read widely, and those who read these books saw the world through new eyes, eyes that were questioning, critical, and rational. So the first argument which is put forward, that French Revolution and the print has popularized the ideas of enlightened thinkers. First one, they have learned that there should be reason for doing anything rather than just a custom. They have, yeah, judged anything through the application of reason and rationality. So they questioned the church, the authority, the legitimacy of the social order. The writings of Voltaire and Rousseau have a deep impact on the French society, where after reading the books, they have come up with the eyes that were having questioning, critical, and rational thinking in their eyesight. So this was the first reason or the argument put forward, that print is the reason for French Revolution. Coming to the second one, print created a new culture of dialogue and debate. All values, norms, institutions were re-evaluated and discussed by a public that had become aware of power of reason and recognize the need to question the existing ideas and beliefs. Within this public culture, new ideas of social revolution came into being. So they started to check the values, norms, institutions with the thought process of power of reason. They started to question the existing ideas and beliefs. That is a second thing which happened due to print, because through print, a new culture of dialogue and debate has emerged. Coming to the third argument, by the 1780s, there was an outpouring of literature that mocked the royalty and criticized their morality. There was a lot of books which questioned about the royalty and their criticisms against them. So in this process, it raised questions about the existing social order, the existing social French order, that was first estate, second estate, and third estate. There were cartoons and caricatures typically suggested that monarchy remained absorbed only in sensual pleasures, while common people suffered immense hardships. When common man is suffering through severe conditions, the monarchy always enjoyed the sensual pleasures. So this literature circulated underground and led to the growth of hostile sentiments against the monarchy during that time. So how do we look at these arguments? There can be no doubt that print helps the spread of ideas, but we must remember the people did not read just one kind of literature. If they have read the ideas of Voltaire and Rousseau, they were not influenced directly by everything they saw or they read. They accepted some ideas and they rejected some ideas. They interpreted things in their own way. Print did not directly shape their minds, but it built upon the possibility of thinking differently. So it's not only the print that is responsible. It is not that immediately after the reading the book I get up and I become emotional and start go and fight. No, I have my own thought process of thinking. I take a decision and then I go ahead. Sometimes I reject the ideas. So it is not only the print. The print is also a possibility. That is the conclusion of print impact on French Revolution.